Greet the Reaper for...
You're not trying to escape.
Or prepare yourself.
Once I was a crusader for the Divine Order. I pledged my life.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well, look what the dog dug up. You're lucky they didn't notice just how thin you were under those bandages. Although, seeing someone wrapped up like that, they probably thought you had the scabbing plague. Heh? Look, laugh, but don't touch. Better keep that hood down, mind you. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
Junk. Boring.
Playing dead, are you? Probably a good idea.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its... In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest. And you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Dungeon? You have the gall to call my laboratory a dungeon? I'd be quite annoyed with you if you didn't look so honestly perplexed.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she paused.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. And why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result.
Please, please, please.
There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
I'm busy. What?
What on earth is the matter?
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. Ugly sight, isn't it?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Oh, goodness, no. And don't even mention the demon's testes that are turnips.
Listen, I could use someone to keep their ear. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art
One
of
of us wouldn't kill our own.
cosmetics is what I'm
Picking us
after.
off one by one.
Can we just skip
The
to
very
part?
basics.
I assure you, and
I
you
suppose
shut
that's a
up.
start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we?
Insufferable. Surely.
As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste
Tell
buds
you
of a
if you
dung
keep it
beetle.
quiet long enough
An
for me
elf
to listen.
sits tucked away and
Snake eyes.
she chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice, deciding fates.
Of course you accept. Mine wasn't an offer, it was an order.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I could lick your arm and tell you how you
I'll
spent
give
the
you
night
that
before
knuckle if you
last.
keep carrying
Shall
on.
I?
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Fascinating.
Of course it is. The truth's right there. Skin deep. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick.
I am reading. Is this not evident? My book is in my hands. My face turned away from you.
I've seen more
Perhaps my eyes
coming out
not on
of
the page.
plague-stricken pigs.
Damnable things.
There's nothing
He
else
grabs
I
a
can
metal
make, Your
plate and
Majesty.
watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault.
Well,
Predictable,
there has
really.
been a murder, Your Majesty.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh...
The lizard looks you up and down. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the very basics, then? So, 3 questions asked, 3... As per your own testimony, you can cook... I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, of course you accept. Mine wasn't a... Anyway, you may leave me for a moment.
Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Here to register. You faring okay so far?
Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
They don't care about us. And if she...
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the...
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. Sufferable, surely.
Name?
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet.
You there, sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its fun.
She reaches for her collar and simply...
I'm just about to create...
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Who we are, what we've done.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and...
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Please, make it stop. Oh.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just.
Too much. Too much.
The dog whines.
Oh, damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Thank the gods.
He eyes the
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Go on then.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first...
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
Ah,
The skeleton
Alexander.
groans and looks
Just
back
in
to his
case we
book,
forget who
frantically
holds us
flipping from
captive.
page to page.
I know that you were mortal once, but could you not have let their ignorance fall away with your flesh? I have neither lungs to drown nor stomach to poison. This ship's fate does not concern me. No, damp rogues are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea, I will simply walk to shore. You, on the other hand, would be better placed finding a lifeboat. I dare say you would be hopelessly lost in the ocean's dark heart.
God
I
damn
believe
it.
you did.
Need to get off this
Although
wreck.
I was wearing the face of an elf at the time. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned
before
witch
this thing
after
snaps
her
into
little
splinters.
scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed, just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book. It doesn't bud. Recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. You press your palm. The dwarf looks at one of the nearby.
You said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get...
Fuck, there's a ladder.
You're gonna be the... Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his soul divine water?
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary. Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph salute you.
Bugs would sink the ship on my watch.
Put on this damn collar.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gut. With jagged movements, she raises bloody bubbles. She's no more than a groan now.
Shots! We need to wait. That thing. There's no time.
It's ripping the apart.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
Did you see them? The Voidwoken. They made short bloody work of our ship.
Though I feel a damn sight more comfortable ashore than on a Magister's boat.
we've woken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship.
Any man who puts
Damn,
his
they made
life
it
in
ashore.
stone is a fool in my book. It's broken.
Stare at the slain beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
They're just animals. Easy enough to euthanize.
They didn't put up much of a fight. Dry land mustn't suit them.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful... You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so... As far as the whole slave business is concerned... Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me. What do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few...
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, What do you mean, what do I mean? I'm me.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply...
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Well, more's the damn pity, for I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his...
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between. The grandeur that is my fate has, truly. Fine. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's... Even if you are as a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and very well. Onwards, then?
The Red Prince nods.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper form. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to...
A black cat. Maybe my luck is about to change.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore. one. Ooh, that's a pretty one.
Alexander. Wait.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
Leadership means marking your territory. Now we know who the real leader around here is.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intent.
What? How did I get?
I've spotted something. I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the...
Damnation! That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Carved? Please. You hardly think I am one of your breed, do you? You have never seen anything like it because you have never met anyone like me. Simply put, I am an eternal, and you are not. You have my sympathy. Indeed, no one seems to have the good taste to be. My people are rather absent. At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate. Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner. In a statue, perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm. Or perhaps your gods are merely... Regardless, they are not here. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? Much magic? I was controlling the powers of the universe while your people were still... doing whatever it is you used to do. What speciality would you prefer? Oh, you've asked the wizard if he would please join your party as a wizard. And here I was, worried the old people might not be the sharpest tools in the crate. I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.